Okay, Wi-Fi is back online. Okay. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Oh.
Good evening, Rahul ji.
Good evening, Gopal.
Yeah, good evening.
कैसे हो यार?
बस I am good. How are you, Rahul ji?
Very good यार.
हम लोग eagerly wait कर रहे हैं ये प्रोग्राम के लिए. This session for this session.
Same here.
I think.
Good evening, everybody. एक 5 मिनट हमें दे दो, मुझे और रोहित को, हम सेटअप करते हैं.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, good evening.
Fine. अभी मैंने वेटिंग रूम एनेबल कर दिया है.
हाँ.
So let's not let anybody enter who's not a board member till like 5 p.m. or 5 minutes to 5. So give us a couple of minutes.
Yes.
Rohit, you still there?
Yes, I'm there.
Can you rename yourself to MIG Tech or something like that?
Yeah, just a moment. I was just trying to complete that Facebook thing. Just a moment.
Yeah, Venugopal co-host कर देना.
मैं होस्ट नहीं हूँ, रोहित ही है.
करता हूँ.
थोड़ी देर में मेरा दूसरा कॉल अटेंड करने जाऊंगा, पर अभी मैं सेटअप करके लेता हूँ सब.
गोपाल, I suggest तब तक राहुल जी का बोर्ड से एक इंट्रोडक्शन कर दो.
Yeah, that should be great. That
younger
should be
team है ना, तो since he is here and और बाद में मौका नहीं मिलेगा. बाद में भी ऑडियंस को भी बात करना होगा, फिर चांस नहीं मिलता है, पहले ही मिलता है इंटरेक्शन का. तो
yes. मैं अपने से बोर्ड मेंबर्स को बोलूंगा कि अपनी वीडियोस ऑन कर ले. yes. राहुल जी, ये हमारे टेक्निकल डायरेक्टर्स है, वेणुगोपाल जाकोटिया.
Hi Venugopal.
Nice to meet you again, sir.
हमारे जो भी सीमलेस प्रोग्राम्स हो रहे हैं, तो इनके लिए बहुत बड़ा श्रेय जाता है वेणुगोपाल एंड रसिका जाकोटिया एंड रोहित. एक्चुअली रोहित ऑल्सो.
Hi, good evening.
Hi Rohit. Hi.
Yes, Rohit. I think रोहित कोई दूसरे मीटिंग में थे, तुरंत वहां से यहाँ पे आए.
Yeah, that's the problem with Zoom.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a holiday. You can shift between meetings almost instantaneously.
Yes.
Everybody thinks you're free. I mean, online ही तो है, आ जाओ ऐसे.
हाँ.
Zoom, WhatsApp सभी जगह पे क्लाइंट का अगर कुछ मैसेज आ गया है और गलती से ऑनलाइन दिख गया, ब्लू टिक दिख गया, सबसे खतरनाक चीज हो जाती है वो.
WhatsApp में you can disable blue ticks, but you cannot disable online status.
Yeah.
So वो प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है.
Hello everybody.
Yeah, hello Sachin bhai.
Hello Sachin ji.
Yes, Rahul ji. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
वेनु एक बार Facebook लाइव का देख ले. I'll call you up. Wait.
हाँ, कॉल में.
Getting the people in waiting rooms, huh?
Do we have a presentation or something, Rahul ji? नहीं ना?
No.
We just have a talk ना. हाँ. Yes.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation.
हाँ, बिल्कुल हमारा डिस्कशन नहीं हुआ था, तो ऐसा जस्ट याद आया कि पूछ तो लूं. Yes, I am really looking forward, personal interest से कि because very close to heart and very relevant for a lot of people.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of questions come.
Yes, it should be.
हम तो ये होप करें कि जितने क्वेश्चंस हमारे दिमाग में है हम तो नहीं पूछ पाएंगे सब, होपफुली लोग पूछ ले वो. Yes. Welcome Anand. Yeah, Rahul ji, Anand Sabu is here, our treasurer.
Hi, Anand. You're on mute, Anand.
Unmute.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
तो वही लॉकडाउन में भी तुम्हारा बार्बर चालू ही दिख रहा, एकदम चकाचक फ्रेश होके आ गए. गोपाल का बार्बर चालू है लगता है घर पे आके.
हाँ, गोपाल का चालू है.
हमारा देख सब बड़े हुए बाल.
हमारा देख
एक महीने से पेंडिंग था, 1 महीने से, तो आज आ गया फॉर्चुनेटली. जूम मीटिंग का ऐसा फंडा चल रहा है. हमारा सेल्स मीटिंग कभी भी सैटरडे को नहीं होता था, तो हमारे सेल्स मीटिंग आजकल सैटरडे शुरू हो गई है.
Okay, we are going live on Facebook now.
Yes.
Just a heads up to everyone. Yeah. We
हम
are
जा
now
सकते
live on
कोई
Facebook as well.
कोई इशू नहीं, गपशप कर सकते.
हाँ बिल्कुल, सिर्फ मैं बता रहा हूँ सबको कि we are
Yeah,
now
yeah,
live on Facebook. 5 minutes to go to start the program.
Yeah.
And in another 2 minutes, I'll start allowing all the people from the admit room.
Yeah, that's right. I think lots of people are there in the waiting room actually.
अच्छा, वेटिंग रूम में है क्या लोग?
हाँ. बहुत सारे लोग हैं.
So we are already live on Facebook, right?
हाँ, live on
Yeah.
Facebook. Yes.
Yes, and we have started admitting all the participants now.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'll just disable the waiting room, Rohit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already disabled. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine, we are all set.
Yes. There are lots of people before time. That's great to see.
Yeah, I can see Ajit Mama, Usha Kaki. Mama's on or nahi? I can see Aditya. Hi.
I think all are unmuted actually. Muted
Should
actually.
be.
Yeah.
Acha. So they can't unmute themselves, is it?
They can unmute themselves. Yes.
If you want, we can allow them for a few minutes.
Okay, fine. So what I've done is I've allowed them to unmute themselves for next 4 minutes, and then when we start the program, I'll mute everyone.
आदित्य, थैंक यू वेरी मच कि तूने हमको ज्वाइन करने के लिए कहा राहुल जी के प्रोग्राम में. मैं हनोई से हूँ, हरीश तापड़िया, उषा बाई का ब्रदर.
नमस्ते हरीश जी.
नमस्ते. यस.
राम राहुल जी.
राम सर.
राम काका. So a lot of people known. Good, it'll be interesting.
ऐसा टॉपिक MIG में पहली बार हो रहा है. Yes.
ऐसा टॉपिक MIG में पहली बार इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि प्रेसिडेंट के पास माल और पानी दोनों है.
So there is a viral message going on MIG Ladies Wing, where our Mrs. President has said, all ladies, please do join in to know. For men, the topic is investment outside your business. For women, the topic is investment outside the knowledge of your husband. So that's why at the beginning I said, from the entire women folk, I am really excited to know how to get that done.
Yes.
Our Mrs. Treasurer is also giving me a thumbs up. Swati has joined in. Hello, Swati.
Hi, Neha. Good. Even I will come to know what is investment besides husband's knowledge.
स्वाति तेरे को कोई जरूरत नहीं
In
है.
your case, it's even more tougher.
Exactly.
Great.
Hi, Moti. Hi, Swati.
चलता है आदित्य भाई के ऐप में अभी इन्वेस्टमेंट करो, वैल्यूएशन बहुत बढ़ रहा है। क्या आदित्य?
हाँ जी,
तुम्हारे बोला ऐप के साथ अभी इन्वेस्टमेंट करो, वैल्यूएशन बढ़ रहा है।
वी आर ओपन फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स।
यस वो बढ़ रहा है, अभी वैल्यूएशन बढ़ रहा है।
Yes.
Hi Rahul, I can see Rahul Mohta also. Hi,
Yes.
कैसे हो यार? Good.
Hi Rahul ji, how are you?
Very
Eagerly
good.
waiting
Yeah.
for the session.
Thank you.
Right, so Gopal ji,
Yes,
it's
yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, we start then. Yep.
41 people are join अभी तक तो। इसमें पार्टिसिपेंट के नाम क्यों नहीं दिख रहे गोपाल मुझे? अगर मैं पार्टिसिपेंट में जा रहा तो इनवाइट दिख रहा है।
नहीं you should be able to see Sachin bhai.
अच्छा,
Be able to see, दिख रहा है।
दिख रहा है क्या अभी?
Yes.
नहीं, मेरे पास अभी तक इनवाइट पार्टिसिपेंट में गाने इनवाइट आ रहा है। हाँ अभी आया, ओके आ गए।
So Gopal ji, I'll mute everyone and separately आप सबको unmute करता हूँ initial जिनका talk है।
Yes.
आप शुरू करने वाले गोपाल जी?
Yeah, I'm starting.
Okay, so just allow me a second. Yes.
We should be good to start in a minute. Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. I think we'll just wait for another 30 seconds and we start the program. Yes, Jay Mahesh and a very good evening everyone. मैं गोपाल झवर, सेक्रेटरी MIG, आप सबका स्वागत करता हूँ and it's a pleasure to have you all. मारवाड़ी में एक कहावत है, पैसा बोलता है पहले तुम मुझे कमाओ फिर मैं तुम्हारे लिए कमाऊंगा. It's not how much money you make, but how much you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. And the money to work hard for you and to keep it for generations will all depend on the science, art, and the logic of investments we make. With this theme, I once again welcome all of you on behalf of entire MIG board for today's interactive session with one of our member and acclaimed investment advisor Shri Rahul Ji Rathi on the topic investment outside business. Everyone please note that if you have any questions to be answered by Rahul Ji, please drop the questions in the chat box and we will unmute you to ask the questions directly during the interactive session. And we'll try to accommodate as many questions as possible. And without taking more time, I will call upon Shri Sachin Ji Malpani, President MIG, to welcome you all. Thank you and over to Sachin Ji.
Thank you Gopal ji, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. आज के कार्यक्रम के मुख्य वक्ता MIGN श्री राहुल जी राठी, प्रिय MIG गण और उपस्थित मान्यवर, आप सभी का MIG की इस इन्वेस्टमेंट आउटसाइड योर बिजनेस इस अर्थपूर्ण चर्चा सत्र में आप सभी का अर्थपूर्ण स्वागत। आप सभी को एक अनुभव है कि जब भी हम मित्र या पारिवारिक लोगों के साथ मिलते हैं तो हम निवेश यानी इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में बहुत सारी चर्चाएं करते हैं। हम बहुत बार लोगों को राय देते रहते हैं और या उनसे लोग राय लेते रहते हैं, और मैं दावे के साथ कहता हूं कि 99% टाइम इनमें से हम कोई भी विशेषज्ञ नहीं रहता है। हम बस टिप देते रहते हैं और टिप लेते रहते हैं। मुझे एक बताइए मित्रों, अगर हमें हमारा स्वास्थ्य सिर्फ ठीक रखना है तो हम सुबह शाम वॉक कर लेंगे, थोड़ा बहुत अपने मन से व्यायाम कर लेंगे, हाथ में रेला लेंगे। लेकिन अगर हमें सुपर फिट होना है तो हम जिम जाएंगे, योगा क्लास में जाएंगे, पर्सनल कोच या डाइटिशियन हायर करेंगे। अगर हमें आंखों की या हड्डी की कोई समस्या है तो हम आई स्पेशलिस्ट या ऑर्थोपेडिक के पास ही जाते हैं ना। तो फिर हमें इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लानिंग करनी है तो सोचने वाली बात है ना। साधारण सोच के साथ किए हुए निवेश के ऊपर से हम साधारण रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट ही मिलता है। बैंक के साथ फिक्स डिपॉजिट या सेविंग खाते में पैसे रखकर आपके पैसे सुरक्षित तो रहेंगे, लेकिन आप मुझे एक बात बताइए कि कौन ऐसा मिलियनियर है जो बैंक में एफडी करके बिलियनियर हुआ है। आजकल निवेश के बहुत सारे विकल्प भी हैं। कभी अचानक शेयर मार्केट चढ़ने लगता है, तो कभी चांदी भाव खा जाती है, तो कभी सोना, तो कभी जमीनों और फ्लैट के दाम आसमान छूने लगते हैं। और इसमें अंधाधुंध निवेश करके नुकसान होता है आम आदमी का, क्योंकि वी आर नॉट स्टडीड और ना ही हम किसी इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर की सलाह लेते हैं। पिछले कुछ दिनों में दो नए शब्द हम सब लोग सुन रहे हैं, डिमोनेटाइजेशन एंड पैंडेमिक। नोटबंदी के समय महिला वर्ग के पास के जब पुराने नोट जब बाहर निकले तो एक चीज ध्यान में आई, अगर उस समय यही पैसे अगर इन्फोसिस के शेयर खरीद लेते तो आज 10,000 के शायद 10 लाख रुपए होते। कुछ लोगों की बिल्डर्स के साथ की हुई इन्वेस्टमेंट आज नोटबंदी के समय में अटक गई है। इस पैंडेमिक में जिसके पास लिक्विडिटी है तो अपना कामकाज संभाले हुए है या शेयर मार्केट में निवेश करके अपनी लागत को दुगनी करने में लगाए हुए हैं। चलो मुझे ये बताइए कि इन्वेस्टमेंट करनी क्यों चाहिए। इन्वेस्टमेंट गुरु वॉरेन बफे के दो कोर्स मुझे इस पे याद आ रहे हैं। इफ यू डोंट फाइंड अ वे टू मेक मनी व्हाइल यू स्लीप, यू विल वर्क अंटिल यू डाई। और दूसरा एक कारण है, someone is sitting in a shade today because someone planted a tree long time ago। 2000 साल पहले भी आर्य चाणक्य ने अपने कौटिल्य अर्थशास्त्र में अपनी संपत्ति के नियोजन को लेकर हमें शिक्षा दी है। उसमें से एक श्लोक है, शिरार्थिन किम करिण्य, मतलब अर्थात जिसे दूध की आवश्यकता है वो हाथी पाल के क्या करे। तो अब ज्यादा समय ना लेके हमारे MIG के अर्थकोश का नियोजन जिनके पास है वो श्री आनंद जी साबू, कार्यक्रम को मैं उनको आगे बढ़ाने का अनुरोध करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Sachin ji. Very warm good evening to everyone here. It's a great pleasure to introduce our today's speaker, Rahul ji Ramkumar ji. A name in itself is a complete introduction. Rahul ji is a polymer engineer from MIT Pune, who also did an MBA from the prestigious Carnegie Mellon University, USA. And after working there for a while, he returned to India. His entrepreneurship journey with Capital Matrix and Risk Solutions. It paved the way for a philosophy and creed to make available the best investment solution for all types of investors. The journey continues and Purnarth Investment Advisory was born. Its basic ideology of working is what is good for its clients is also good for itself. Within a span of 10 years, Purnarth has grown to a brand and an acclaimed investment and portfolio management company with rupees 10,000 crore assets under his management and 10,000 clients from all over India as well as USA and Singapore, served by a team of 450 professionals from 13 offices in the field. Rahul ji has designed and driven the Purnarth investment policy of long-term wealth generation and has an audited stellar performance track record. This sustained performance is largely attributed to his experience and investment in people, processes, and data, which he has built from ground up. Rahul ji skillfully applied his experience in his family business to build a unique on-ground team at Purnarth, which not only made company management but also its suppliers, clients, and distributors. They are also recipient of various awards, such as Highest Risk Managers in PMS, Wizards of Dalal Street, and Fund Manager Awards. It's Rahulji's vision to make his company the first Indian company to become a multinational fund company within next 10 years. He also served on board of directors at Honor Technologies Limited and Plastiblends India Limited. He is equity owner in Capital Metrics and Risk Solution and also partner in Behre Group of companies. Apart from his professional success, he is also an active contributor in society. He is trustee on Pune Nine Men's Association, H.V. Desai Eye Hospital, and Lakshmi Narayan Devasthanam Trust. He is an academic expert on Kaveri Group of Institute. As Walt Disney once said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Displaying the courage and confidence, Rahulji, you are a true inspiration for all of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together and allow me to welcome Shri Rahulji Rathi. Thank you. Over to you, Rahulji.
Thank you, Anandji, for such a very warm and overwhelming introduction. Respected President Sachinji Malpani, my fellow MIGians, and all the friends who are attending this. It is really an honor for me to be here today speaking on a topic that we as a community are known for. So I want to take this opportunity, given that we are a close group, to do three things. First thing is to share a little bit of my journey. Second thing is to share some traditions that I think I continue to follow and some things that we as a community think are really good, but I want to challenge some of them. And the third part is to be able to share my experiences on this whole wealth management journey that I have been through. The objective really is to be able to share, like a fellow MIGian, more than a person who comes from a position of expert. So let me start here with my journey. The idea really was to invest for myself. And I, having done an engineering degree, having gone to a university that believed in maths. So when I was there, Herb Simon was the founder of AI, artificial intelligence. And I've attended some of his lectures at Carnegie Mellon. He was also a Nobel Prize winner. So the idea was rooted of investments was rooted in the principles of mathematics. मेरे को खुद के पैसे invest करने थे. It started with a small sum of money, and as I grew, वो करने थे. And I said that what is the principle of maths in investments? और एक principle था, which I have heard our forefathers say also, मूल से ब्याज प्यारा है. But put it in mathematical terms, it is compounding. So what does compounding really mean? So I understood the formula for compounding, and as everybody does it, so I said that let me understand what the action behind compounding means. And here's the action. Some of you might have heard this or know this, but I'm going to repeat it still. So I'll give you a mathematical example. 26%, 26% compounded over 3 years is 2x. See, when I started my business, I started with a very small amount of money and I grew it up to 2007. I grew it up well. So I said that I wasn't interested in a return that gives me 10, 12, 15%. I aspired to get a return which was much higher than that. And hence I said that if I have to invest my time, 25 to 30% returns are good. So I said that let me see what compounding means. 26% compounded over 3 years is doubling your money. So in 3 years it's 2x, in 6 years it's 4x, in 9 years it is 8x, and 8 into 1.25 is 10x. So 10 guna in 10 years also means in 20 years it is 100x. So 10x in the first 10 years and 10x in the next 10 years. So all I said that 100x is a good goal to have for a 20-year period. And I said that if I have to earn that money, all I have to do is compound at 26%. But one more important principle was that if I have to look at a 20-year period and there are 4 elections or more, there is a demonetization, there is a something like 1 in 100 years, a COVID crisis, but 1 in 10 years, there are multiple crises. So assuming this, if I stay invested only 17 out of 20 years, my return, what happens? And the calculation was very simple that if I miss out 3 out of the 20 years, because it doubles every 3 years, my returns are 50x. On average, most people stay invested 12 to 14 years out of a 20-year period. And this is something that I learned by attending AGMs of companies like HDFC Bank, Infosys, who had delivered 100x in 20 years. मैं वहां जाता था और I used to go, पहले list shareholders की list आती थी, and I used to know who was a shareholder in, let's say, 1992, 93, and a shareholder in 2006. And I used to go and meet them. Out of 100 shareholders, I attended Asian Paints, Pidilite, Infosys, और जाके मिलता था. Out of 100 shareholders who've been attending meetings for 20 years, there were 1 or 2 shareholders who stayed invested for 20 years. 98% of investors stayed invested for only about between 12 to 17 years. और उनके reasons थे कि stock was more expensive. There are multiple reasons that they exited. But none of them could beat the returns that somebody who stayed invested for 20 years had. So the first principle of maths in finance, which is compounding, उसका मतलब था कि you had to stay invested for longer periods of time, and that continued to do well. ITC company है, so 10 years में 10x, 20 years में 100x, 30 years में 1000x. Instead of 30 years 1000x, in 35 years, it has delivered 1000x. So the point was that this principle of compounding really meant time in the market versus timing the market. ये तो समझ में आ गया कि principle of maths means time in the market. Second thing was कि how do I decide that 20 साल बाद the company that I've invested in is going to deliver that kind of returns. And then I started talking to successful people. And I've spoken to Radhakishan Ji Damani, Rahul Bajaj Saab, and many others. There was one thing that came, which was common across all the people whom I spoke to when I talked to about investing for long term, was that investments, or what you see on your balance sheet and P&L, is an outcome of thinking. what I think today and implement 2 years later, I will see it in my balance sheet or P&L. So balance sheet and P&L was an outcome of thinking, which means that I had to design principles or parameterize variables for thinking. What is the right thinking of a promoter that allows their network to compound by 100x in 20 years? And I found that there were two variables that were common to thinking that created compounding. First was volume growth. वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ मतलब इन अ बिजनेस मतलब क्या कि जो भी वो बिजनेस के सर्विसेज और प्रोडक्ट्स है, every year there are new customers that are joining or buying the company's products or services. If there is a new customer for the company's products or services, it means that the company's products are relevant to the market and to its customer. And the second part is that they should be debt free. Debt free matlab that the customer is paying you a certain premium where your working capital and capex is provided by the customer's prices that you charge the customer or other people's balance sheet. Idea really was to say that 10% volume growth or debt free delivers a 10x return or a 100x return. And ये जिस promoter में सोच है या कोई visionary में ये सोच है, these things compounded. Based on so risk के तरफ से आप सोचोगे तो ये देखिए कि कोई भी खराब चीज अगर बिजनेस में होनी चाहिए तो the first impact on the business will be on volume growth or debt. आप कोई भी situation ले लीजिए and you will see it in this. I'll give you an example. I'd invested in a company. Maheshwari थे, Vikramji Somani, Calcutta के है. He used to run a company, still runs a company called Serra Sanitary Ware. I'd invested at a price, and when that price went up by 40 rupees, Vikramji's only son, who was 28 years old, Vidush, he passed away. Now, in such a situation, which is a 9 sigma event, whether I should hold on to my investments or sell. Volume growth and debt free allowed me to continue to hold on to an investment even in a situation like this. And there are other parts about how a team should work or organization should work is something that is a big learning from this. But what was interesting is that these principles have stayed true even in a 10 sigma event, even if 1 in 10 lakh event like this, where debt free and volume growth has worked. But let's move on to the second part, and I can keep on talking about my journey. Let's move on to the second part. The second part is that I had said that as a community, there are some things that we have done extremely well, and there are some things that I want to challenge. What we have done extremely well as a community, and as I keep on talking to business leaders within the community, we have been able to put education as a priority. We have become professionals as well as businessmen. If I look at Maheshwaris outside India, most of them are professionals rather than businessmen. And if I look at the Gujarati community, most of Gujaratis outside India have remained businessmen. So what is the one tradition that I want to question or challenge with all of you. There are two types of businesses that traditionally we have done. And one type of business is inflationary business. Inflationary business का मतलब क्या है कि whatever we buy today, we expect the price of that particular material to go up as time goes by. And a good example of that is gold, is real estate. If I buy 1,000 square feet of real estate today, 20 years later, it's still going to remain as 1,000 square feet. It's not going to become 1 lakh square feet. But what I expect is price of this particular 1,000 square feet of real estate to multiply 100 times or 50 times or 30 times. So one of the things that I have learned is that when you run an inflationary type of business, what matters is that whenever you have the money, you want to put all your money in this particular asset, because you know if it is going to appreciate in prices, then you want to capture as much as possible. But the second important problem in this kind of business setup or mindset is that if you are wrong, then the costs are extremely high. So there is a lot of focus on not being wrong or being extremely critical of being wrong or people who are wrong. Most of the Maheshwari businesses, including if I look at a lot of the Birla's businesses, have been commodity businesses where price inflation was a large part of their business strategy and culture. The businesses of volume growth are more collaborative businesses. Businesses of inflation are me versus you competitive business. There is a pie of 100%. The larger piece of the pie I get, the better off I am. In a collaborative business, it's not about what the pie is, it's about how much the pie can grow is very important. And collaboration is a far bigger skill set than ability to identify an asset where price inflation happens. But culture also is very different in both these things. Whenever we are looking at a business that is productive, collaboration is a far more important skill set, and managing mistakes is more important than other things. You know, we can continue to talk about this, but I'm sure there are Q&A that can come in. The third part is really focused on professionals and housewives. You know, I know at least about 500 to 600 housewives whose net worth today from the money that their husbands give them is about 2 to 4 crore rupees. I manage a part of their assets, and none of them started with beyond 30 to 40,000 rupees monthly SIPs. Most of them were in productive assets, and there was a certain emotional maturity that was there to manage that money. You know, investments when you're a professional, emotional is a large part of investment behavior. How to understand what is the difference between emotion and knowledge is critical. And the most important thing is to identify whether the person who's helping you manage money, whether his money is invested in the same businesses that he's advising you or not, is the most important yardstick for you to test whether the person is credible or not. Any person, and I've seen all these people who have been successful female investors who've not been part of businesses, they've been able to find the right people to collaborate and grow their money. And we can talk about what are the questions that you should ask when you are evaluating somebody to manage your money. And the most important question is, where is his money? Is he coming to you to earn a certain percentage of your assets, or is he coming to you because his money is invested where he wants to put your money? There are 4 other questions that are there that you can evaluate when evaluating, that you can ask when evaluating a fund manager. The second important part is about risk. But let me close it here and open it up to Q&A, and we can take any topic and we can talk about it from one fellow MIGN to others. And Hindi, actually Marwadi, let me start with Marwadi, English, Hindi, Marathi, all are good.
थैंक यू राहुल जी, थैंक यू सो मच। मुझे लगता है जो कंसेप्ट आपने समझा है, जिस तरीके से समझा है, दैट इज एन अमेजिंग कंपाउंडिंग प्रिंसिपल. What is the difference between 15 years and 20 years? Stay period of investment, it's very important thing, I think. And time the market or timing the market. Okay, as you said, we go to question answers. मुझे ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं ये क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन के लिए नेहा जी लद्दड़, our immediate past president. So I would like to call Neha ji Laddad to start this question and answer session.
Thank you, Gopal bhai. And मैं सवाल पूछने से पहले राहुल जी से, I mean, we will, you know, at the end of the session एक vote of thanks होगा, but कई इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर से हम सेशन सुनते हैं, सेशन के बारे में सुनते हैं, वो नॉर्मली अपने प्रोडक्ट की बात कर रहे होते हैं, वो इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे होते हैं, थिंकिंग के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे होते हैं. आप you've just spoken for 15 minutes, but जो 3 या 4 concepts की बात आप कर रहे हैं, they are eye opening और they are actually revealing कि किस तरह सोचना चाहिए इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में. So thank you so much for such a great start, and I will start off with the first question. आपने कहा कि जो आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर होगा, जिसको आप आपका ब्रोकर, एडवाइजर या इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकर चुनेंगे, उसे चुनने से पहले कुछ सवाल पूछने चाहिए. पहला सवाल आपने हमें बता दिया कि उसका पैसा कहाँ है. My first question is, बाकी क्या सवाल होने चाहिए? What should I look at a broker? Maybe if I am a housewife, या मैं प्रोफेशनल हूँ या मैं बिजनेस ओनर हूँ, चाहे मैं कोई भी हूँ, अगर मैं इन्वेस्टर हूँ तो मेरे ब्रोकर में क्या क्वालिटीज मुझे देखनी चाहिए या मुझे उसे क्या पूछना चाहिए?
So second thing is कि how does he manage his mistakes? See, I have never learned from my successes. I have always learned from my mistakes. क्या गलतियां हुई है and how have they handled it? You know, it's very easy if somebody tells you that what has he learned from those mistakes, and if he can't articulate, it means that he's more transactional than investment oriented. So सबके styles होते हैं, और जिसके transaction orientation का style है, उसके गलतियां he should know what not to do. So mistakes and leading to that is what will you not do? आप क्या नहीं करोगे और क्यों?
यस 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 यस। ये मेरा अगला सवाल रहेगा राहुल जी। जैसे आपने बताया कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि टाइम द मार्केट वर्सेस टाइमिंग द मार्केट, राइट? तो सबके मन में ये सवाल होता है कि इन्वेस्टमेंट में कब शुरू करूं। जैसे आपने बताया कि आज के डेट में अपने जो लोग हैं प्रोफेशनल्स की तरफ दौड़ रहे हैं, राइट, बिजनेस से, तो दोनों के लिए बहुत बड़ा ये ख्याल होता है कि इन्वेस्टमेंट कब शुरू करें, क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव से शुरू होना चाहिए, क्योंकि प्रोफेशनल्स को फिर भी शुरू हो जाता है, लेकिन बिजनेसमैन के मन में ये सवाल होता है कि मेरे बिजनेस का रिक्वायरमेंट अभी भी है, बिजनेस में लगेगा, पैसा लगेगा, ये वहां से निकालूं नहीं निकालूं। सो इसके ऊपर आप मतलब इसको कैसे हम लोग को लेना चाहिए, प्लीज?
So as a person, whether professional or businessman, I have two assets on my balance sheet: my time and my money. In my business, my time and money are together, but at some point in my life, I want to separate my time with my money. And how do you still be productive without putting your time? And it was an interesting conversation I was having with Sachin also, when your son joins the business, ultimately it's going to be his time and your money. How do you manage to evaluate whether his time is productive or not? Unless you build an understanding of somebody else's time and your money. Second thing was said by Chanakya, कि पैसे के there are two uses of money, professional or businessman, and all of us are working towards those two uses. One is emotional and second is rational. And emotional is that part of money where my vitals oscillate if it goes below a certain level. If people have had a bad COVID experience, their emotional need for money goes higher. I had a friend from Vidya Bhavan who passed away 5 years earlier. My emotional need went up. And everybody needs to satisfy their emotional needs. As we get into nuclear families, we get educated, your emotional need, and that has to be managed outside of any risky assets. So you have your time and money and you have your emotions. The reason to start investments outside your business is to manage both. So I knew father and son, large business, father was telling his sons to go slow. And sons were saying, I'm 38 years old, why should I go slow? This is the best part of my life. Because father had his emotional assets invested in the business. He didn't want to take risk. Sons had no emotions to those assets. So how to separate your emotional assets from productive assets is why you need to have businesses. You need to have productive investments outside businesses. Earlier the better.
You spoke about housewives जिन्होंने अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट पोर्टफोलियो बिल्ड किया है. टिपिकली हाउसवाइफ्स के पास जो खर्च करने के लिए पैसा होता है वो कैश में होता है कई बार, और अगर चेक में है भी तो भी where should housewives start investing? How should they start? And even people who are just starting out. So there are all kinds of investors जिन्होंने 10-15 साल spend कर लिए हैं business में. They might think about the time and money. There are professionals or housewives जो डे वन से कुछ ना कुछ इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, तो हाउ एंड वेयर?
So you know, the answer is that every person has a skill set. Some of them are business oriented and some of them are artistically inclined. It's not necessary that one size fits all. Somebody wants to know a lot more about business, but somebody wants to spend their time pursuing what they are good at.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And the most important thing is that for an investment, you have to be a certain level of professionalism to partner with the right advisor. Okay, if you get cash as expenses, convert it into gold and get it into the official part. But what is very important is that the compounding for assets which are on your balance sheet can be 20% plus. Compounding for assets which are not on your balance sheet, given that the last 10 years have been a low inflation regime, matlab inflation price rise has been minimal. The next 10 to 15 years, price rise is not going to be high. And because price rise is not going to be high, any inflation type of investment, be it real estate, be it gold, is not going to rise that much. So you're reducing your options. And the value of compounding, so I'll give you 100 rupees compounded at 20% over 10 years is 6x. 100 rupees compounded at 6% over 12 years is 2x. So even 70 rupees. So let's say you adjust for taxes.
Right.
70 rupees compounded over 10 years is much, much, much more than 100 rupees compounding at 6%.
Gopal, next question.
Yeah, I'll just take the question, before we start the questions to the audience, I'll just take one question. As you said, Rahul ji, आप जो बता रहे थे कि one is the compounding, I believe, right? और इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसा होना चाहिए, बट फिर भी जो सबसे ज्यादा जो दिमाग में आता है जब इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, बिकॉज मैंने भी शुरू किया तो मैं तभी भी वही सोच रहा हूँ और आज भी वही सोच रहा हूँ कि अलॉटमेंट कैसा होना चाहिए, मतलब क्योंकि इतने सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं आज के डेट में. यू गॉट स्टॉक्स है, देन म्यूचुअल फंड्स है, देन गोल्ड ईटीएफ्स है, एंड देन बैंक के इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आते हैं, देन देयर इज रियल एस्टेट. सो हाउ डू वी मतलब इसको क्लैरिटी कैसे लाए कि इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसा होना चाहिए? या
राइट. सो गोपाल, एज अ बिजनेसमैन you have to evaluate whether it's an inflationary asset class or it's a productive asset class. Inflationary asset class matlab the size of the asset is going to remain the same. Price is going to be the outcome. So आप business देखो, आपका top line जो होता है वो price होता है और volume होता है. मेरा बिजनेस ऐसा भी हो सकता है, अगर मेरे पास एक 100 स्क्वायर फीट की दुकान है, उस दुकान में आई एम ओनली गोइंग टू कीप अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ वॉल्यूम. लेट्स से आई कैन कीप 100 यूनिट्स, so I'm going to start keeping 100 units of higher prices. I start with price, let's say 100, but 3 years later I want to keep 100 units of 200 rupees, 300 rupees, 400 rupees. So there is an inflationary asset class and there's a productive asset class. Inflationary asset class also has emotional attachment. Property is emotional. Gold is emotional.
Yeah.
So there is an emotional aspect and there is a rational aspect. So investments really are rational.
Right.
Inflationary assets have an emotional value also. So when you look at these asset class, you divide them in inflationary assets and productive assets. प्रोडक्टिव मतलब जिसका वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ बढ़ रहा है, इन्फ्लेशन मतलब जिसका प्राइस बढ़ रहा है.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much, Rahulji. I think just give us a second. We'll take few questions from the audience. We are getting lots of questions actually.
Yeah, should I answer? I can see Vineet, Mukesh in the order.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can answer actually. That should be fine. Otherwise, we are asking to directly ask them question actually. We want.
हाँ, वो वैसे भी कर सकते हैं. Your choice.
नहीं, लास्ट टाइम आपने कुछ बताया था हमको कि सामने वाला क्वेश्चन पूछता है तो बहुत सारी चीजें समझ में आती है.
So वैसे कर लेते हैं. No problem.
Yeah. So we will unmute for the first question, Vineet Ji Biyani. Yeah.
Yeah, basically my question is, we are always scared of the operators who manipulate the market. So can you put some light on the operators, how they work actually?
Viniji, there are multiple modus operandis for operators. Basically, there is a consortium and they invest with different things. Okay, so I will sell it to him, he will sell it to another person, he will sell it to fifth person, and then it comes back. But the point is that today, if I'm looking at a business that is debt free, so think about a businessman who is debt free. He's more interested in being conservative than being aggressive. So if you have invested in a business where the promoter is conservative,
okay,
then manipulators don't matter.
Okay.
So let me explain it another way, okay? So what I think today, I'll see it in the balance sheet and P&L 2 years later. Let's say I decide to open a new shop, I decide to open a new business, I decide to do something else or expand. So balance sheet and P&L is an outcome of thinking.
Correct.
And the stock market is an outcome of this logic plus emotions, greed and fear. Correct?
Yeah.
So you can't apply logic to greed and fear. I've been married for 25 years. I haven't found any way to apply logic. Emotions. So the idea really is that you apply logic to logic.
Right.
The idea is that manipulators understand which stocks are in greed and fear and use techniques to manage those. So anything that does not have a history of profit growth or volume growth are subject to hope. So there are hope-based investments and data-driven investments. तो hope तो कुछ भी हो सकता
है. Do you face some problem with the operators who manipulate the stocks as an investment manager?
Do I face problems? Do I encounter them? Yes. How to manage is different. See, क्या होता है, Vineet ji, that every person gets some things faster than others. In my style, I understand some things before the whole picture becomes clear. Somebody says you have a gut feeling, but everybody's mind is set up in a certain way. Your ability to identify why or how it is being manipulated comes from two things: your mistakes, and second thing is your ability to understand those signs. They will always be there, na? It's a style. Manipulation is a style also. But debt-free businesses, volume growth businesses, you will make mistakes. You'll never find operators. Infosys में operator कभी टिक नहीं पाया.
Okay.
There were operators. Vineet ji, you know, and I'm sorry, I'll finish this answer and then 1995 में Kotak Mahindra Bank was at 12 rupees.
Okay. Yeah.
99, it was at 88 paisa.
And
Kotak
gave a
Bank,
beautiful return.
and
gave a beautiful return after that.
And Kotak Bank had operators.
Mm-hmm.
When the results started coming,
yeah,
you could understand that operators didn't have a place to stay. It went on the other side.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think well said actually. सही बात है. Operator के साथ अपना भी greed आ जाता है. We also go with the emotions rather than the logic. फिर वो I think we get into that circle actually. Right. Thank you so much, Rahul ji. I think we can take the next question. Mukesh ji Karwa. Can we unmute Mukesh ji Karwa, please?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Mukesh ji Karwa, please. Over to you.
Good evening, Rahul ji.
Good evening, Mukesh ji.
Yeah. The question is, apart from debt, what are the other important aspects to be studied or marked or understood in any company's balance sheet, which gives us a idea from the investment perspective? As you said, volume and debt are two important aspects. Volume can be correlated with year on year on the backside. But apart from these two aspects, what are the other aspects which might also play a role? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mukesh ji. Great question. The important thing that I look at is that what are the mistakes in capex? So I look at their fixed asset changes and see how they've made mistakes and how they've cut those mistakes. So you will see that capex to revenue or incremental capex to revenue ratio fluctuates. And if you see it happens once or twice, rest of the time it's steady, you'll come to know that they've learned a lot from their mistakes. If it is still volatile, you know that they're still in a pilot project mode and they're still trying out what the sustainable model is.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
So looking at capex is an important structure over a longer period of time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul ji. I think next question, Nilesh ji Laddat. Sorry.
Yeah, Gopal ji, I am online. Sorry, I'll just start my video.
Okay. So should I take the next question? I'll just take the next question. Yep. So you're taking it, Nilesh ji?
Yes, can I ask my question?
Yeah, please.
Rahul ji, it's I think maybe a very standard question, not a very rocket science question. So when we are doing businesses now, I'm speaking of my age category where we are at 40, 42, and so business is kind of operating well, but the business still needs a lot of investments into it. Now, when I look at the market returns versus the returns in my business, I feel my business returns are more in my control. Feeling, that is what I'm saying. Would you still suggest that marketing investment should be planned?
Yeah, that's a great question, Nilesh. The point is that in your business, your returns are because of your time.
Right.
The objective of investments outside your business is that the returns are not because of your time. Because at some point in time, you want to give your time to something else.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Because today you want to give time and you want to generate returns from your time.
Yes.
So when you start out, you have lots of time but no money. And later you have lots of money but no time. And the idea is when you have no time, you want to prioritize time.
Okay.
and how to learn about it, right? You can ratchet it up, but not having it means that you're not learning about it.
Right. Yes. Yes. Just a follow-up question to this, Rahulji. Just in a quick nutshell, I've always thought that investments in shares or into stock market or passive investment should be with a target. Only then they work well. That's what has always been communicated to me from different investors' perspective when I speak about passive income. So is it so, or passive income can be just that I want a passive income? Target nahi hona chahiye. What would you say?
So there is an emotional part which needs a target.
Okay.
And it keeps on changing with age. You know, somebody will tell you, I have so much money in FDs. You'll say, is that rational? It might not be rational, but it is his need.
Okay, so more about emotional connect with it.
Yeah, and if you evaluate your emotional need for money every 6 months, over a 2-3 year period, you'll come to know what your emotional needs are.
Okay.
And once those are taken care of, your blood pressure and other things will not oscillate with your changes in NAV.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. And Neha, housewives can make investments openly. It need not be hidden. So it's a joint portfolio now. हम लोग दोनों अलग-अलग जगह पर है, साथ में नहीं है।
गठरी खुल रही है यहाँ पे, बंद करनी चाहिए। Gopal bhai, over to you for next question.
Thank you, Rahulji. I think next we can unmute Anilji Maniyar. Yeah, Anilji Maniyar, please.
I think Prashant also had a question in the middle, but that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, cryptocurrency. Yes. Yeah. We can.
So Anilji.
Haji, good evening. My question bada simple hai. I mean, I have remained as a professional after becoming chartered accountant about 33 years ago and chose to stay outside India for my work and profession. And to my luck, I came in an industry which is very cyclical, shipping industry, which is nothing to do with chartered accountancy. And so my question is now, when my children are growing, do I need to tell them to become professional or they should go back to business? Because we are from business community, as you know, and you rightly said that Gujaratis have done business, which is true. When I look at outside India, especially everywhere when I travel, but our people have been in profession, not necessarily business. So what is the best to the generation coming next? That's a basic question.
So what is the skill set that you need to teach? You can't influence your children.
Correct. Absolutely.
They know things far better and they have to live their lives. But you know, as a community, we have always focused on education and inflationary. Our culture is to say that collaboration is not a good thing. We are competitive because most of our businesses have been inflationary. You know, I think one of the key skill sets that people need to learn is how to be collaborative. And Gujaratis do a damn good job of being collaborative.
Absolutely.
So if you institute that learning, you know, apan pehle, I remember my dad used to do it. You know, when we used to go on holidays, there were many times we have stayed at people's houses. And that increased collaboration. You know, I remember that there were so many guests who used to come home. As a community, we have stopped it.
Yeah, that's true.
So something like that actually benefits business or the business potential, because ideas need not be yours.
Absolutely. True.
So that old practice of getting people home, I know it's not the right time to say it, but it is what it is.
Yes. Thank you, Rahulji.
Thank you so much, Rahulji. Thanks.
Yeah, I think next question we will have from Prashantji Chandak. There are few questions on cryptocurrencies, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, Rahulji, good evening.
Good evening.
And thank you for this wonderful session. It's very interesting to understand your views on various things. I would like to know how about the cryptocurrencies. Are they fad or are they going to be there for long term now?
So cryptocurrencies, I think, will be there for long term, because there are countries like Zimbabwe which are inflationary, right? Inflation is 100%. Their local currencies are not worth anything. So it's easier in those countries to trade in crypto. So I think like there is, black money, crypto will exist. But the problem with crypto, like black money, is so for example, let's say you and I have a contract and you pay me in crypto and you tell me that I have to do this, and I don't do it.
Okay.
There is no court of law you can go to.
Okay. But how about long term, like maybe more from investment point of view rather than say the transaction point of view?
So then it's not a currency.
Okay.
Second part is then what is the underlying? So currencies have a court of law that backs them up. It's a contract which has jurisdiction. That is what a currency is. So then it becomes an asset class.
Okay.
And when it is an asset class, you have to evaluate whether it's a speculative asset class with no underlying. Is it hope-based or data-driven? So what is the underlying for a crypto? So there could be gold as an underlying for a certain asset class. There could be real estate. There could be productive businesses. If you buy an ETF or you buy the index, Nifty or Sensex, there is an underlying number of businesses that are there. So you have to define what the underlying for a crypto is. Otherwise, it's only going to be hope-based. But it is there to stay. I don't think that it's ever not going to be there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahulji. I think next question we can take from Sachinji Jakotia. Please unmute Sachinji Jakotia.
Rahulji, it has been fantastic session, and in a way, the beauty about your discussions is you have a very clarity of thought, and you present very different point of view. My question is about structural change in specialty chemicals. Is it China plus one strategy? Is it going to be a long-term structural change? Because there are a lot of companies like Alkyl Amine which are highly overvalued. And are we going to see this trend going forward? And is it comparable to the IT and software in early 90s?
Yeah, that's a great question. And nobody knows the answer to this. But if you're holding alkyl amines, the critical thing is, how does the promoter react to challenges? China is a challenge, but it's not the only one that's going to come in his journey.
Right.
So is he prepared to take on any changes? Is he there because of China, or is he there because the promoter is opportunistic to take advantage?
Sure.
And the real test is, like I said, that you look at his capex efficiencies.
Sure.
And if his capex efficiency is good, he's a good promoter, then don't worry about valuation, because if you don't make 10x in 10 years, it will happen in 12 years.
Okay.
So investments are like a marathon. Even if you reach 2 years late, you've at least reached a 10x, 100x.
Sure. But now, there is a follow-up question. Right now, the market seems to be in really bullish mode. There are companies like CDSL where the promoter is BSE, and now we don't know. There is not a one entity to push that thing ahead. So how do we look at those valuations there?
It's depending on the person leading the business.
Okay.
And he's good. CDSL current MD is pretty good. I think he has 3 or 4 years time.
Right.
He's pretty good. But you have to evaluate then. So outcome of PNL and business is the person's thinking.
Sure.
Whoever is thinking.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin ji. Thank you. Thank you, Rahul ji. Next, I think we'll unmute Mukesh ji Karwa. There is one question from him. Mukesh ji Karwa, please.
Rahul ji, I'm again with a very generic question.
Sure.
And I'll use mix of languages to probably express myself rightly. Sir, equity में invest करते समय, though time and again we have stressed that it is the game of time. You have to stay invested, obviously with a studied investment. But sir, everybody here on this forum right now will accept that equity में जब पैसा डालते हैं तो लोगों को लगता है कि यार ये जल्दी बढ़ जाएगा, ये double हो जाएगा, triple हो जाएगा, and everybody wants that to happen. So from a layman's perspective, what should be the irrespective of the appetite, sir, what should be that little percentage कि जो मैं मेरे कीड़े के लिए बाजू में निकाल के रखूं और बाकी में पूरा मेरा study investment करूं? Say for example, 80% of my total investment appetite goes through a very studied approach, and 20% goes in the kind of, I would not say those punter stocks, but a bit of undervalued stocks or studied investments or startups which may or may not prove a beneficial investment in the long term. So that factor that
So I understood your question, Mukesh. The answer to that is that the amount of money you can afford to lose.
Yes, sir.
And it's really good, because I'll tell you that you will always learn when you invest on your own. जो भी amount होगा, it doesn't matter. It's not a number or a percentage.
Okay.
Everybody has a different emotional point to loss.
Got it, sir.
For you, it might be X. For me, it might be Y.
Yes, sir. Got it.
So, जो भी आप, whatever you can lose, no, it has to be hope based.
Got it, sir.
And yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Rahul ji. Thank you. Very nicely explained. I think we'll take next Vijay Ji Rathi. Please unmute Vijay Ji Rathi.
Hello, Rahul. Good evening.
Hello.
I have a small question.
Yes.
Let's say I have invested in X share, which is not controlled by stock market as such. In that case, how do I safeguard that investment of my portfolio? Is there any way?
So you have a private investment, is it?
No, it is a share market investment which is controlled by share market, but not in F&O, or there is no correlation between F&O or any other instrument with that particular share. So how do I safeguard that investment?
It's so investment in equities is investment in a business.
Yes.
So safeguarding business risk is very, very difficult, because there are emotions involved in the stock market.
See, let's say if I have invested X amount in L&T.
Yes.
Then somebody will say that, okay, that investment you can safeguard by taking put options or long-term put options, long-term call options, so that whatever value you have achieved today, you will be able to maintain at least that much. Or you can exceed, not reduce.
So, sir, I'll answer this differently. If you're thinking of protecting your capital,
yes,
this productive investment, it also means it's somewhere it's hurting you emotionally.
Yeah, that's true.
So if it is hurting you emotionally, safeguard that. And I'll tell you, you will be a far more productive investor if you have separated your emotions from your rational. So whatever part which is hurting you emotionally, or you're spending time thinking about buying insurance. So buying puts is like buying insurance.
Okay.
So the cost of insurance is very, very expensive.
Yes.
So it's better to be outside, and then the rest you can think rationally whether you want to stay invested or not.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this, that I've always learned from my dad and others, that business cannot be done on emotional basis.
Yeah.
So you're always on a back foot if you're doing something emotionally. So it's better to cut out. So I spend some time understanding what is that emotional part and exit, and you'll see that you'll be far more rational.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahulji. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
think we have time for just another maybe 2 questions there. So,
No, I can take, unless you don't have time.
That should be fine. I think next question would be our president. We'd like to call our president Sachin Ji Malpani.
यस राहुल जी, आज हाँ एकदम आम आदमी का क्वेश्चन है कि अगर मार्केट देखिए, आज बीएसई सेंसेक्स 3000 से 30,000 होने के लिए 25 साल लगे, और पिछले साल जो मार्केट 30,000 था आज 50,000 है, तो ये कोई बबल नहीं है क्या? आपको क्या लगता है? तो इसमें हमने इन्वेस्टेड रहना चाहिए, इन्वेस्टमेंट करते रहना चाहिए, या अभी ये टाइम है कि हम निकल जाए मार्केट से बाहर?
तो I will always stay invested because I believe in principles of compounding.
ओके.
और मैं मार्केट नहीं देखता हूँ, मैं देखता हूँ कि जिस बिजनेस में मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया है, आज अगर प्रॉफिट 1000 करोड़ है, तो 10 साल के बाद उसका 10,000 करोड़ प्रॉफिट होगा कि नहीं होगा?
ओके.
अगर 10,000 करोड़ होगा तो इट विल बी a multiple of that 10,000 crores.
करेक्ट. अच्छा, और अभी जो प्राइसेस चल रहे हैं, ओवर वैल्यू लग रहा है क्या? कुछ प्राइसेस जो 500 रुपया था पिछले साल शेयर, ये 2500 रुपया हो गया, तो हमें ऐसे शेयर्स में जाना चाहिए, नहीं लेना नहीं चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए? या मार्केट नीचे आने की संभावना है तो सब शेयर्स के प्राइस नीचे आ सकते हैं वापस?
I don't know, मतलब it's an emotional, I can't, there's no logic to say कि ऊपर क्यों जाएगा और नीचे क्यों आएगा.
ओके.
मतलब एक होता है कि क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट्स आते हैं, और वो रिजल्ट्स के वजह से प्राइस बढ़ता है,
प्राइस बढ़ रहा है,
और दूसरा है ग्रीड और फियर.
हाँ.
तो मुझे मालूम नहीं कि क्या होगा, कि whether the price will be relatively higher or lower.
ओके.
I can only apply logic to logic, which is whether आज ये कंपनी का 1000 करोड़ प्रॉफिट है, 10,000 करोड़ होगा कि नहीं होगा.
ओके, ठीक है. और एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा कि अगर समझो एक आम आदमी, समझो मेरा एक फैमिली इनकम है महीने का 1,00,000 रुपया, और मैं 25,000 रुपया सेव कर पाता हूँ, तो मैंने इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे करना चाहिए? गोल्ड में लेना चाहिए, एसआईपी में करना चाहिए, फिक्स एसेट्स में कुछ करना चाहिए? अगर मेरा महीना 25 या 30,000 सेविंग हो पा रहा है, एक एकदम आम आदमी, तो हाउ शुड आई इन्वेस्ट फ्रॉम माय सेविंग्स, स्मॉल सेविंग्स?
It depends on whether you're 25,000 rupees, whether you want certain emotional this thing out of it. So there are inflationary assets.
Yes.
Gold hai, real estate hai. और there
how should I diversify? How should I diversify? Mix कैसे कॉम्बिनेशन रखना चाहिए? कभी मुझे जरूरत पड़ सकती है.
Inflationary assets है, inflation, that is emotion ना, कि मुझे इसकी जरूरत पड़ेगी.
हाँ, मुझे कभी हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन के लिए जरूरत पड़ेगी, शायद कुछ खरीदना पड़े अर्जेंट में.
सेम थिंग, जैसे फॉर मी, मैंने अपने 3 साल के एक्सपेंसेस आई हैव केप्ट इन डेट, इन एक्चुअली लिक्विड फंड्स. कि I said that if I don't do anything for 3 years, my lifestyle should be the same.
Yes, correct.
So, but that is an emotional call. Correct. Beyond that, everything is rational. So you have to define कि आपका emotion क्या है. It could be, somebody's emotion might be to have 4 houses. They have a family of 4 people. They say that I should need 4 houses. Correct.
Correct.
So you have to decide what your emotions are and first satisfy your emotions.
Okay.
Then move on to productive assets.
Same with housewife savings. अगर हाउसवाइफ को सेविंग्स करती है तो उनको भी कुछ इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं वो?
Of course.
It is the same logic.
Yeah, same logic, no?
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
I got my question answer. I got my answer.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you, Rahul ji. Thank you. I think एक क्वेश्चन हमारे ट्रेजरर आनंद जी साबू पूछना चाहेंगे.
Yeah, Anand ji, 1 minute. I just want to answer that Vinay Mantri, you're an investor in Purnartha. Your question is due to changes in SEBI guidelines. Is there any impact on timeline of achieving targeted amount? No, there is no impact. And this is an important question just from a business perspective that I want to clear out that, last 3 years, investors in Purnartha have not made much returns. So this year we'll cover it up, but there is no change in strategy, no change in the philosophy, nothing. It remains the same currently in the PMS and the current advisory. There is no change, and especially in my portfolio. And if you want to talk to me about Purnartha, we can have it offline. Yeah, sorry.
No problem, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Anand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have one question that presently there are a lot of international funds are coming in the market. So can you just elaborate, sir, on the international funds, or shall we do some direct equity investment outside India?
Both are possible depending on what kind of vehicle you have. But yeah, it is good to diversify outside India too. If you find a
And
good fund
the channel
manager,
should be okay. And the channel should be like if we find a good fund manager, we can go through the funds, or we can go through direct company also. You can direct invest also there.
Barabar hai.
And one more, okay, sir. And one more question is there. That is, I think हमारे community में ये बहुत common question है, या जो ये ऐसी चीज है जो हम खुल के बोल नहीं सकते घर वालों के साथ में, या ऐसी चीज है. अभी सर, what is the right age of succession of in inheritance planning, सर? क्या होता है, हम लोग जब कम एज होती है तब इनहेरिटेंस में थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है, कुछ होती है. जब हम लोग स्ट्रगल करके सेटल हो जाते हैं उस टाइम पे फिर इनहेरिटेंस होता है सब. थोड़ा ये कॉमन क्वेश्चन है, तो ये क्या एज में होना चाहिए सर सक्सेशन प्लानिंग?
आपका अगर इमोशनल वैल्यू ऑफ मनी इज आउटसाइड द बिजनेस, नो, आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा सक्सेशन में. प्रॉब्लम कब आता है कि आपके सारे इमोशनल जो पैसा है, आपका जो नेटवर्थ है इमोशनल, दैट इज इन्वेस्टेड इन द बिजनेस. देन इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सक्सीड, डू सक्सेशन.
ओके.
अगर आपका इमोशनल पैसा बिजनेस में इन्वेस्टेड नहीं है तो यू कैन गिव इट नेक्स्ट डे, आपको कोई इमोशन नहीं है. So the point is that keep your emotional capital outside the business. I was an arbitrator in a case when I told you na that the father wanted everybody to go slow and the son said that हम लोग slow जाके क्या करेंगे. When I separated the emotional capital outside the business for the father, next day father was saying my sons are too slow. So it's important to keep your emotional assets outside.
Okay.
Thank you, Rahulji. Rahulji, I think lots of questions are coming.
I'm happy to answer.
Yes. I think we'll go one by one. That's what we do now. I think there is one question from जो हम लोगों का रह गया. I think Vinay ji Pasari. ऊपर वाला. Yeah, we can take that question, I believe. Vinay ji Pasari.
Yeah. So my question is very simple, basically.
Yes.
How to know whether the company is undervalued or overvalued? It's a very simple question, क्योंकि कई जने बोलते हैं ना भाई ये अभी इसको खरीद लो यार, ये बहुत सस्ते में मिल रहा है, ले लो. But अगर अपन as a lame person हमको थोड़ा सा उसकी स्टडी करनी है, तो how do we know that actually it's undervalued or overvalued? Thank you.
Yeah. So given that it's a technical question, I'm going to answer it a little more technically. So, the first step to looking at overvalued or undervalued is to look at risk-free cost of capital, which is what the 10-year treasury bond of RBI or the government of India is, which is currently trading at between 6.6 to 7% is trading at. So if I invest 100 rupees today, and for mathematical simplicity, I say I get 7 rupees. So if a productive business yields me more than 7%, it's undervalued. So 7 plus some risk premium, let's say 5%. So if a productive business yields me more than 12%, it is undervalued and has no debt. Now you're saying that, okay, but there's 10% volume growth. Then you start saying that if I look at compounding, even 5% yield looks good, which is 20 times earnings. So 7% yield or 12% yield is 8 times earning, PE of 8. 12 8s are 96, so 8.25. If I look at something which is at 5% yield, but growing at 20%, it might be 20 times earnings. So volume growth, if there's no volume growth, then it should be at 8 times earnings. And then it keeps on going down with volume growth. If you're 30% volume growth, even a 2% yield is good, because compounding may, within 3 years, you start beating risk-free.
Yes, Rahul ji, thank you. I think हम लोग unmute नहीं करेंगे अभी. The kind of questions we have got. I think Rahul ji, you can take the question directly. That should be the right way. 2-3 questions. I think there.
Sure. कहाँ से शुरू करना है?
गोपाल भाई, नीता बागड़ी का क्वेश्चन, अगर नीता दी है ऑनलाइन तो लेट हर आस्क, वरना आई विल आस्क हर क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज़ वो लिस्ट में कहीं मिस हो जाएगा अदरवाइज.
नहीं, we are
taking an important question.
Yes.
She is online. Sir, I too wanted to ask one thing. Mukesh Karwajal.
Mukesh, 1 minute. Let's go one by one. Let me go through the questions, and I can see Balkrishna Jiaji also there. So let me move on. So Neeta ji, aap.
So
yes,
can we see? Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, Neha. This was my question. As a homemaker, I would want to invest my very much saved money, I should say. And if I invest in pure gold, it is not used as such. But if I invest in jewelry, I can wear it and I can satisfy my emotional this for the jewelry, and it is also a status symbol in our community. So after 20 years, if pure gold gives me so much of returns, but what is the use when after 20 years, now I am 50, so I don't need that money either, nor the gold at the age of 70. So how should I invest? And banks don't give so much of returns. Like I make an FD. So how much should I invest in pure gold, in bank and in jewelry? Suppose I have 10 lakh rupees.
पूरे इमोशनली है, आप कोई भी चूज कर लीजिए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. जिससे आपको सबसे ज्यादा खुशी मिलती है उसमें इन्वेस्ट कीजिए. Because the point is that I can tell you things which are beyond emotional, which is rational. आपके emotions आपके ही रहेंगे. It's not necessary that they have to be rational. So okay. what you're looking for is a justification for your emotional need.
Okay.
It's not necessary to have any justification.
Yeah, but as you said that I have a risk factor saying like 3 years my standard of living should remain the same even if I don't earn any returns from anything, or I don't have anything to do as such. So in that case, should I keep a certain amount in the bank which would help me?
So that's a different question, Neeta ji.
Okay.
Aapka question ye hai कि I have emotional needs, but I also have rational needs.
Yeah.
And that rational need is that I have 10 lakh rupees, but my 10 year later emotional need is 60 lakh rupees.
Okay.
Because I want to do this.
Right.
So, and there are a lot of women who have this particular problem.
Okay.
How should they separate their future emotional need and their current emotional need?
Okay.
So your question is that how do you separate both of them? And you cannot buy gold or FD, satisfy your current emotional needs for future emotional needs. You have to have rational decision making today to satisfy future emotional needs.
Okay.
It's very difficult to do that.
Okay, thank you so much.
I think the next question is from Balkrishna Ji Karwa.
Yeah, Jia ji, are you there?
I am there.
Hi.
Hi. See, I just wanted to understand what you have mentioned. Your topic is basically investment outside your business.
Correct.
Should your investment be conservative there or optimistic over there? And secondly, is it possible to build up a no-touch portfolio since you have mentioned 20 years horizon? So what type of portfolio one should build up?
So the portfolio has to have an MIS to evaluate whether you have done the right things or the wrong things. Okay? And the MIS is really about what is the volume growth and how is it debt free. So every year you evaluate the business that you have invested in to see that whether they have done it or not.
Okay.
So while the horizon is 20 years, evaluation has to happen every year.
Okay.
You know, it's not what is there in the portfolio. It is the framework of staying invested for 20 years through the lens of 10% volume growth and debt free will deliver a certain return. And you will find out that after a while, you'll be comfortable with 3 companies or 4 companies, which will actually deliver the 100x for you. So there is enough scientific data written that it takes 3 companies over 30 years to build a portfolio of $100 million.
Okay. And the second question was regarding, since the topic is investment outside your business, whether it should be conservative or optimistic.
It has to be rational. Conservative and optimistic are both emotions.
Okay.
So it has to define what the emotional level is, because as a businessman, the companies that you invest in will be opportunistic for those scenarios, or they'll be defensive. So they have to be rational.
Yes, thank you राहुल जी. एक क्वेश्चन नेहा जी पूछना चाहेंगे. बहुत देर से उन्होंने उसमें चैट में नहीं किया, लेकिन दूसरे चैट बॉक्स में है उनका.
I just put my question in chat box. There were 2 questions actually, Rahul ji. You've been talking about first keeping your emotional money aside. Now that emotional money for each person can be different at different points in time in life. पहला तो मेरी इतनी पैसे की समझ ही अगर नहीं है कि मैं अपना इमोशनल नीड भी समझ पाऊं sometimes. And secondly, what if it's wrong? What if the emotional need is wrong?
You sit every 6 months. It happens with everybody. Yes, it's a journey.
Right.
It never is a point in time, right? You know, your kids are so. Before I was married, my emotional need was 0.
Absolutely. Understood. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. When my kids were born, there was a certain emotional need. So situations create emotional needs and they have to change. When my friend passed away, my emotional needs for money also shot through the roof.
Right. So you're saying कि हर 6 महीने में हम ये evaluate कर सकते हैं कि मुझे मेरे peace of mind के लिए कितना पैसा साइड में चाहिए. आज की जरूरतों के हिसाब से अगले 3 सालों के लिए.
नहीं, that's my emotional need.
हाँ, जो मुझे जिससे मेरा बीपी अप डाउन नहीं होगा.
Correct.
Right.
That is the most important thing.
Right.
And you plan your investments for that. Yeah.
And दूसरी चीज है कि जैसे अभी आपने बालकृष्ण जी के सवाल के लिए कहा कि आपको हर साल एक MIS होना चाहिए so that you know how your investments are faring, how they're doing, उनकी thinking सही है या नहीं. My question is, पहले evaluation के पहले I might invest in a PMS or an SIP or a mutual fund or a stock, or I might loan money to a friend for his business, or I might get into a new partnership or a startup VC fund में मैंने पैसा डाला. ये किसी भी इन्वेस्टमेंट में पहली इन्वेस्टमेंट के बाद इवैल्यूएशन, फर्स्ट टाइम इवैल्यूएशन के लिए कोई वेटिंग पीरियड होता है या वो भी 1 साल में ही हमें देखना चाहिए?
So that's a great question. You know, when do you cut a mistake? You know, what you're asking is that, let's say if I've made a mistake, when do I cut it? You know, anything between 3 to 4 years is a great time to cut a mistake.
3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Right.
If you don't give it that much time, you're not building a relationship and you're not allowing people to correct their mistakes. It's almost like a partnership.
Right. So उससे ज्यादा वेट करना भी गलती है और उससे पहले क्विट करना भी गलती है.
Yeah, I would give it 3 to 4 years.
And sometimes we just stay there for too long in hope में रह जाते हैं हम कि नहीं अच्छी कंपनी है, अच्छा काम है और रहने दीजिए, शायद अच्छा करेगी. तो वो भी नहीं हुआ और कई बार हम 1-1.5 साल में ही, जैसे मुकेश ने कहा था या और समन ऑल्सो सेड कि सबको लगता है मेरे बिजनेस से जल्दी पैसा शेयर मार्केट में मेरा बढ़ना चाहिए. So when in 1.5-2 year of business doesn't perform well, बाकी सब अच्छा है, फिर भी हम क्विट कर जाते हैं. तो that also shouldn't be happening.
Correct. If you know it's a mistake, you cut it when you know it's a mistake. If you know it's not a mistake and it takes more than 4 years, you should exit.
एक क्वेश्चन आनंद साहब ने पूछा था शुरुआत में. We skipped that question and I think everybody might sometime has faced that question. आपने पहला कंपाउंडिंग का एग्जांपल दिया कि 26%, 2x, 3x और किस तरह वो पैसा बढ़ सकता है. Is 26% really possible?
So 10% volume growth and debt free is capability of the person who's running the business. That delivers a 10x.
Okay.
So Jeff Bezos, Narayan Murthy were at 30% volume growth. So these are business principles. So somebody will deliver at 5% volume growth. Somebody will deliver at 20% volume growth.
Right.
Bajaj Finance over the last about 12 years has delivered at about 36% volume growth. So that is why, depending on what your business skill set is and the longevity of that, the returns are that much.
Yes.
Anant Rathi का question है गोपाल भाई. If we could unmute him.
Yeah, Anant Rathi. Yes.
Last 2 questions, if everybody is okay.
Yes.
I have few people whom I have to answer.
Yes, let's.
So there are so many, family members here.
Good evening, Rahul bhai.
Good evening.
Mutual funds में normally 12 to 18% के ऊपर returns नहीं आते, even though mid cap, small cap, and direct investments में we get good returns. So because it is diversified, उसके लिए अपने को कम आ रहा है. Some stocks are performing or some. So what is the right way? Like we should go directly with equity or 50-50?
You have to go with. So if you are doing it yourself, always keep a benchmark of good fund managers.
Okay.
So the biggest rule of investments is opportunity cost. आपने आपके साथ नहीं इन्वेस्ट किया तो आप कहां कर सकते थे और उसका रिटर्न क्या है? And that opportunity cost is good fund managers. Okay. There are some really good fund managers even in the mutual fund industry. Really good.
But it is diversified, so not more than 20-22% will get in long term.
वो अलग बात है. So now there are portfolios that are being formed with 15 stocks also.
Okay.
People have realized that there is an appetite for clients to invest for returns.
So that is, you're talking about PMS or mutual funds?
No, mutual funds also. PMSs are also there, but mutual funds are also there.
15 stocks, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think there are 1 or 2 questions there.
No, okay. So if there's this thing, Mukund, are we going by order?
Yeah,
we were trying to, but it's all a little mixed up right now.
Okay, so I've got Mukund, I've got Jitu Bhaiya. So
Yeah. You could go ahead, Rahulji.
One question is Shashank Mimami. We've got 3 questions. You could clear it out then, I think.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. This is, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll take the next question. Jitendra Muchar. I think that's a...
Mukund is not there, is it?
Yeah, Mukund Rathi. Yeah, there's one question. I just missed that one.
No problem.
Okay, we'll take both the questions actually. First, we're taking Jitendra Muchar. Yeah, Jitendra Muchar.
Haji, thank you. Hi, Rahulji, how are you?
Ram Ram Bhaiya, how are you?
Ram Ram, Ram Ram. So, this is not a question, but, you've been talking so much about emotion. तो मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा था कि ये investing का lecture चल रहा है या कोई प्रवचन है? Because you talked about emotion so much. I was confused. So, but if you relate to it in a very different sense to, let's say, जो अपने उसमें कहते हैं 4 आश्रम, right? गृहस्थ आश्रम और वानप्रस्थ और फिर उसके बाद संन्यास. So, the lady also asked the question about changing emotions and investment. So is it in some way also connected there that, the way we move in phases of life, therefore our emotions change and therefore the needs change? Because you also gave the example that, the emotion before marriage and emotion after children and all that, and those things that are defined at the back, जब आप गृहस्थ आश्रम में जाते हैं, वानप्रस्थ में जाते हैं और दूसरे आश्रम पे जाते हैं. And second question is about teaching investing to young children. उनको किस तरह से investing सिखाएं?
Correct. So the first question is that a less talked about but a very important part of finance is the behavioral aspects of finance. Very few today, if you look at most of the research within the financial sector, it's on the behavioral part of finance. You look at GameStop, you look at Bitcoin, instant gratification is one of the biggest challenges of why 98% of people lose money in businesses and the markets. If I look at, I was talking to Zerodha's founder, and there were some very stark statistics on how many people have lost money. And I'll tell you that the main reason for losing money is the behavioral aspect. And the reason why I've been speaking about emotions is the fact that people need to realize that that is probably the biggest reason that people don't stay true to their ability to create wealth. The second part, as you said, whether they are, different ashrams, I think within those ashrams, everybody, because of their experiences, has a lot of emotional volatility. What I did for Tanushree, Bhaiya, when she came and what I did for Tanushree Bhaiya when she came and worked for me is I gave her 10 lakh rupees and I told her that your objective is to lose these 10 lakh rupees. Can you make it 0 in 3 months? And she said, okay, if I invest in a promoter who is fraudulent, will it become 0? If I invest in something that is fully leveraged, will it become 0? So you went through so many criteria and you realize that it still doesn't become 0. If you want to teach investments to an 18 or a 20-year-old, tell him to take 5 lakh rupees and make it 0. It's probably the best learning for his entire or her entire life is that they know that there is hope in every situation. You're not going to give up on hope. The other way is to connect to good fund managers, and hope is what people invest in. So he talks to somebody aspirational and says, oh, I earn so much. That also motivates people to invest.
Thank you.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, I think we have got one question from Mukunji Rathi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll have that question. Mukunji Rathi, please.
I think he's not online.
Okay, so we'll move on from his question.
Yeah. So just the one question actually. We have skipped one question. We'll just take the question before 6:30. What we have got from Shashank Mimami. Would you please? This is the last question we'll take. And
हेलो.
Yeah, please.
ये राहुल जी मुझे दो चीज पूछना था. एक तो आजकल जो यूएस और में लोग इन्वेस्ट करते हैं या विंसव ऐप है. For small investors, is it okay कि you need to have a certain, then it makes sense for you to invest there? That's the first question. And second, what about this new things like small case? What is your take on small case?
So I think, since you want to find a manager, define a step to identify which manager you'd like to work with, whether it's small case, whether it's US. So there are two types of investments. One is research. One is identifying the investor, identifying the investment manager, or identifying the business that you want to invest in. And both have their nuanced approaches to deciding which one's better, which one's not.
Okay. What about, if you want to invest in other countries, have a substantial amount only, then does it make sense?
No. You can start small. The power of compounding is that you can start at any level.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Rahulji. Thank you so much. I think now over to Nehaji. Please, you can take over from here. Yeah.
Wow. I think there would be so many more people with so many more questions, and we would try and compile a few questions, and if we could get more answers. But wow, what a phenomenal session, Rahulji. So much learning, so much information, and not just information, deeper understanding. आपको थैंक यू किस तरह करें ये पता नहीं, बट बिल्कुल वो there is a reality show going on where when someone is doing really great they say मौसम बदल दिया. आज आपने एक्चुअली मौसम बदल दिया. When we started out it was really warm और अब बारिश हो रही है. So आपकी एडवाइस से आशा करती हूँ कि सारे ऑडियंस के जीवन में, बिजनेस में और इन्वेस्टमेंट में भी रिटर्न्स की बारिश हो. That's the best way to thank you and everyone for being here. Just a quick sum up of the entire session. Before investing, before taking your money out of your business, as per Rahulji's advice, ask a few questions. कि आप क्या invest करना चाहते हैं? समय या पैसा? Choose your investment vehicle accordingly. That whether do you want to invest money along with your time or just your money. Second, ask yourself, आपकी भावनात्मक जरूरत क्या है? कितना पैसा है जो आपका बीपी कंट्रोल करता है? जिस पैसे से बीपी पर असर पड़े, उस पैसे को इन्फ्लेशनरी एसेट्स में पहुंचा दीजिए, because they will give you a good night's sleep, and that's what is important. And then, two most important words of your session today: collaboration and compounding. You can start small, you can start with thousands and convert to millions with the power of compounding. And second, collaboration. The age-old strength of the Marwadi community. Let us bring it back in our investment theories, in our investment approach. Very well said. These are my key takeaways from today's session. I just don't know how else could I thank you by just saying that keep investing. Like there is a saying right now, stay home, stay safe. Stay home, stay safe, stay invested. Thank you everyone for being with us today. I am looking at a 20-year horizon with 100x of my money after this session, and I hope everyone else here does too. Thank you so much, Rahulji. It was a great session and super learning.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm sure that
Very nice session.
Thank you very much. Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here and looking forward to listening to other MIGians in different fields. You know, there's so much of knowledge right here.
Absolutely. Over this entire year, Sachin bhai, if you're here, अभी सब unmute हो सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा informal chat भी हो सकता है amongst. Yes, yes. So Rahul ji का जो एक investment advice है, let's invest in MIG members also this year.
Yes.
उन्हीं से learnings आती रहे तो मजा आएगा.
Correct.
बिल्कुल. Great session. Anyone would Gopal bhai, over to you.
Yes. It was an amazing session actually. जो कंपाउंडिंग का जो इन्होंने बताया, हम लोगों ने कभी सोचा नहीं. We could have think out like 10 times, 20 times, but 100x is a 100% possibility. 100%. And the collaboration जो आपने बताया 100%, you know, because I come from a very small town, गुलेतगुड़. अगर आप सुना रहेगा गुला. वहाँ पे कोई होटल्स नहीं है और हमारे यहाँ साड़ी का बिजनेस है, नौवारी साड़ी का जो बिजनेस होता है. तो मुझे अभी भी याद है बचपन में ना, जो भी आते थे अपने सब मारवाड़ी क्लाइंट्स थे मैक्सिमम, जो भी आते थे मेरे घर पे रुकते थे. तो हमारा वो काम होता था, जो भी आएगा उनको मतलब पानी जाके दो, खाना खाने बैठेंगे. पप्पा बोलते थे, दादाजी बोलते थे, जाओ यार परोसो. सो एक्चुअली जो यू नो नॉलेज शेयरिंग जो होता था, दैट वाज अनबिलीवेबल. दैट इज व्हाट वी से नाउअडेज नेटवर्किंग, आई बिलीव, इजंट इट? सो वेरी वेल, हाँ, वेरी वेल सेड. मतलब मुझे वो अभी भी याद आता है. एंड यस, वो
तेरे क्या बना, तेरे लिए वही खाऊंगा बस. फिर और क्या होगा, पेट है जब नहीं. ये पनीर और खा लिया अभी चीज भी.
भाई आनंद भाई.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think collaboration and networking, amazing. I think actually, और मुझे लगता है वो अगर हम लोग लाइफ में लेके आ पाए तो it will be very networking. Yes, sir.
Correct.
Rahul ji, a very good evening. This is Mahendra Bhattat this side. So I'm already a customer of Purnarth Investment Services, and as you have mentioned, right, whether you want to invest your time or whether you want to invest your money. So I am a IT professional and I really do not find time because my schedule always keeps me very tight. So I have invested my money based on the Purnartha investment from last couple of years. And I have observed a very good value created out of it. Thank you very much, Rahul ji.
Thank you, Shyam Sundar. Thank you.
Rahul ji, even if you did not want to brand Purnartha in this session, we are very happy to see that Purnartha customers brand Purnartha. What else do you want?
It's very lucky to have customers like this here. Yeah. It's a big pleasure. Chalo, great. Let's hopefully meet in person soon. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.